right, guys, this is the fun part. It's super easy. I am going to be reading a post, and you guys determine whether they're an asshole or not. All right, let me move my cam and overlay. Yeah, there we go. Over here. There we go. Okay, am I the asshole for not wanting my female best friend to move out once I get married? I know this sounds a little weird, but I'm in such a strange position right now, and I genuinely have no idea what to do. So me, 32 male, and my best friend Sam, 32 female, have been living together for 5 years now. Originally, it was supposed to be a temporary situation because of some health issues she was having, but we decided she would move in permanently when we found out her health wasn't going to get better. She's schizophrenic and blind, along with having very... What? Hold on. Schizophrenic and blind? Dude, that has to be, like, the craziest build. Like, what the fuck? What is that? That's so unlucky. Okay, anyway. She's schizophrenic and blind, along with having various other medical issues, so a lot of daily tasks are difficult for her. Our arrangement is, I cook, clean, drive, and do other things she struggles with, while she pays for all of our shared living expenses. This honestly has been a dream situation for us. It allows me to do my dream job, for which pay isn't great, without ever having to worry about money, while she lives a pretty normal, independent life and gets support with her health insurance, plus she never has to do housework. I met my girlfriend Emma, 31, female, 3 years ago. Sam and Emma were never super close, but they were always friendly, and Emma was always super understanding of our living situation and never mentioned having a problem with it to me. Recently, we started talking about getting married and moving in together. While we were discussing it, I mentioned that I didn't know what would happen to Sam once we got married. Emma got kind of irritated and said Sam would just move out and get her own place finally. I reminded her that it wasn't that simple, but we started fighting and I asked to change the subject. It came up again when Emma said something about moving into my apartment, and I told her we couldn't because it was Sam's apartment, not mine, and I'd never be able to afford the rent. Edit. Emma has known the whole time about how my financial Emma has known the whole time about how my financial situation works. This is no surprise to her. I guess she didn't know the apartment isn't mine, but we still have the money to get a place to live and support ourselves without Sam. We started fighting again. I said Sam could never live by herself, and I wasn't sure I could get married if I meant I had to leave her alone. Emma said she needed space to think and drove away. A couple hours later, she texts me and basically says that I can keep having an emotional affair. What? Oh. A couple hours later, she texts me and basically says that I can keep having an emotional affair with Sam if I want, but she won't put up with it anymore. She doesn't want to talk to me for a week, and then after that, we can talk about if we want to be together. I'm seriously so lost and conflicted on what to do. Emma never expressed these opinions before. I completely understand why she's upset, but Sam isn't a regular roommate that can just move out. I want to be with Emma and live with her, but I can't just kick Sam out. Sam out's on the side of the road either. I'd absolutely be willing to leave Sam if she found another arrangement that worked for her, but I might be the asshole for not being willing to leave Sam without a new caretaker to marry Emma. Edit. You guys are right. It's dumb for me to try and hide this from Sam. She probably would want to know what's going on. I'm going to tell her later when I pick up. Okay, so this is... Also, while my pay isn't great, including my savings, and Emma's job too, we could get married and be fine financially without Sam's money. And Emma knew our financial arrangement this whole time. It's no surprise to her. Lastly, I just want to make it clear that while I'm hesitant to leave Sam, it's not because I like the money and the lifestyle she provides. I want to marry Emma. This is 100% about what's best for Sam. But me and Sam will talk about it in a few hours, and we'll update then. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? All right, get the votes in. Get the votes in. Do you think he's the asshole? I don't know. This is a tough situation. And okay, first of all, the emotional, what is that? What was that emotional like affair? That was kind of what the fuck? That came out of nowhere. Kind of weird. I don't think he's the asshole for wanting Sam to have a good living situation before leaving, right? You can't just leave someone like that. It's kind of fucked. So I understand that. Also, I would also understand, you know, getting their own place together too. Like, you can't just be stuck in that forever, you know? Like, So, I don't know. It's kind of weird. Yeah. See what they're saying. Okay. There's a part 2 actually. There's a part 2. Yeah. Am I the asshole for not wanting a female? Okay. Hi guys, thank you so much for all the comments and advice on my last post. I just wanted to update you all on the situation since then. You guys were right that I should have included Sam in the conversation about all this from the beginning. She was, like me, surprised at Emma's reaction. Me and Sam agreed that open communication between all three of us is the best way to fix this, so we decided not to talk about it until all of us were talking together. I gave Emma the space she asked for a week, and then called her and asked if she'd be willing to come over so we could talk about it. We had a very long, very emotional conversation that night. Emma apologized for blowing up and said that while she's always understood and respected me and Sam's relationship, she hates feeling like she has to share me. She said she wanted to be my first priority, not Sam, and if I couldn't do that, she understood that she didn't want to be with me anymore. I told her she had nothing to apologize for, that I was sorry for acting the way I did, that I loved her more than anything in the world, and I was stupid for doing anything to make her feel like that wasn't true. Sam also apologized for crossing boundaries, and that if me and Emma wanted to get married, she wouldn't get in the way of that. She said that this past week had made her reconsider a lot of things, and that she wanted to be as independent as she could be, and that she knew being her caretaker had been hard on me. We did a lot more talking than that, but that was the gist of the conversation. I asked Emma when we were alone if she would take me back. She said she loved me and she would be glad, and she was glad for my change of heart, but she still needed space to think about if our relationship was going to work. 2 days ago, we went on our first date since then, and she told me she wanted to try again. I asked her to marry me, and she said yes. We managed to find a place a short walk from Sam's, and we've been helping her look into medical caretakers and housekeepers so she can have some space and independence. This is a huge change for all of us, but Sam will still be a part of me and Emma's life. She just won't depend on me anymore. And anyways, I think all of us are ready for a new chapter. Everything has worked out so much better than I could have hoped for. I'm so lucky to have such special people in my life. Thanks again for everyone who have helped me with this. Damn. I mean, I guess it ended good. I don't like the way Emma's operating though. Emma's rubbing me the wrong way. She, like, in the last sentence about emotional affair, and now she needed time to rethink about the whole relationship even after he went above and beyond to fix it. I don't know. I don't like the way that she's operating. This would piss me off. You know what I mean? I'm not a fan of these kind of plays. You pull these cards out and I'm dipping, bro. I don't know. I'm not a fan of that. All right, next up. Next up. Am I the asshole for telling my parents to pick between me and my sister for the holidays? Okay. I, 28 male, am currently pretty much estranged from my family. I have a younger sister, 27 female, Tori. When one of my friends, Brendan, 28 male, started dating Tori, I hated it at first, but eventually I gained a best friend. They got married in 2018, and I was the best man. Brendan is now like my brother. We are that close. In 2020, Tori left Brendan for another guy. Reality TV type shit. My parents were incredibly upset, as was I. My sister moved in with the guy immediately. My parents knew I was pissed, but I had to support their daughter. I went NC with Tori and Elsie. Wait, what? What the fuck does this mean? What does this mean? Oh, I went no contact with Tori and low contact with my parents. Okay, thank you guys. In 2020, when Tori's second wedding happened, I didn't go. Me and my dad had it out over it. My mother tried playing peacekeeper for the family. My parents then started giving me the silent treatment. When 2020 holiday season came around, it was the height of COVID. My parents said that I should just do my own thing this year, because with me going out a lot, they didn't want me spreading diseases. My exact response was, if you're worried about catching diseases from other people, shouldn't you be more worried about Tori? I mean, she's the one who looks like to sleep around. Me and my dad had another fight, especially due to his family over everything mantra. I hardly spoke to my family in 2021. My parents would send me texts like, when you are ready to apologize, we'll be here type shit. I responded with a Bible verse about adultery and how they support it. I was berated again. I was berated again, and we hardly spoke until October of 2021. Last year, I was told we were doing Thanksgiving at Tori's place, and if I wanted to come, I need to apologize to Tori and her husband. I laughed and ended up going to Brendan's family's, where Brendan's mom posted me with her family on Facebook and tagged me with a quote about family being those you choose. I never told her to post it, but my mom saw it and went apeshit, asking for me to come over and talk, and even commented on the post. So this year, my plan is to go to Brendan's family again. My mom called and said she wanted to host this year. I asked if Tori and her husband would be there. She said, of course, they are family. I said, so was Brendan. But I saw how you treated him and me, so no thank you. Yesterday, my dad called and said my mom is distraught and has been for years. She wants us all to get along, so I need to do the right thing. I said I'll come home. I said I'll come if my sister isn't invited. He said that he wouldn't do that to family. I said he did that to me for 2 years. He claimed I did it to myself. My mom is now saying it was my dad that has been the hard ass about this the whole time. I said she would have divorced him then because I'm not putting up with this shit anymore. Either my sister isn't invited or I don't come. I've now had some extended family reach out and say my parents are upset and hurt. I said my parents were totally okay with not having me around for 2 years. Am I the asshole? Dude, what the fuck is going on? How old are they again? 28 and 27? I don't know. I feel like everything about this is kind of weird. I don't know. Fuck. This is tough. Because it's like hanging out with I understand feeling bad for Brendan, and if you're good friends with Brendan, it makes sense. And if your sister fucked over Brendan and you guys were best friends, that kind of does sit sour, right? Well, here's the thing too. It's like, just because you're family doesn't mean, you just, push things under the rug, right? Like, you can't just ignore the fact that she cheated on someone who's your best friend and then got married to someone else. But that being said, I still think you should still be cordial, right? I don't know. People do make mistakes, and that's understandable. So I think like holding a grudge against the sister is also grief play too. I don't know. I'm not a fan of that. The whole situation is kind of fucked. I think there's like some family shit going on here behind closed doors. Aren't they friends only because his sister was married to him? I mean, yeah, but if they became best friends after they got married, they're still best friends, right? Just because that's how you met doesn't mean like, oh, sister broke up, now we're not best friends anymore. That's not how it works, right? Like, you guys were still going to be friends. Or were they originally friends? Oh, they were friends before. So if anything, oh, that's right. They were friends before because he was pissed that his brother. Okay, that's right. Maybe no. Actually, no, dude. I get this. I am siding more on this dude's side a little bit. They were friends beforehand, but to be fair, like, I don't like the way this guy's operating either. I think they're all kind of toxic in their own way. I don't know, man. Cheating's fucked. I don't want to support someone even if they're family and they're like cheating and shit. I understand people make mistakes, but if they're not like apologizing and really like taking accountability for it, I don't want that in my life. Who cares if they're family? You know what I mean? Like, imagine you have someone who's family, but they just constantly always cheat and lie to you. It's like, what the fuck, bro? Like, that's hurting you. Just because they're family, you're gonna keep them around? I don't know, man. The way that I see it is like, bro, people are like, oh, just keep family close because they're so, genetically they're close to you. But it's like, well, if they're so close to me, why are they doing things that I would never do? You know what I mean? It's like, if you're going out cheating and shit, I wouldn't do that. We're not the same. We're not anywhere close. We have different mindsets, bro. Surrounding yourself with people with similar mindsets, I think, is a better idea than being stuck with family you don't agree with. I don't know, man. Anyway, this was a challenge. Let's see what the comments are saying. It's obvious that you're deeply embroiled in and enjoying all the drama. You're sowing by refusing to accept your sister's decision to move on for her marriage to your friend. By your own reports, you are baiting everyone you speak with and picking fights left and right. I assume you're aware that you can still remain civil with your sister and her new husband while at the same time supporting her ex. Yeah, exactly. This is what I'm saying. Like, he's kind of fucked for this. He's kind of fucked for this, for not like being cordial to the sister. So I agree with that part. I fully support Op's right to abandon his family for the holidays and support his friend. He comes off as such an insufferable, judgmental ass in this post. You really quoted Bible verses about adultery to your father? Yeah, I don't know. Like, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, he's a dickhead. I don't like how he operates. But everyone is the asshole in this situation. Anyway. Interesting. All right, last one. Am I the asshole for pretending not to know my fiance after she had a meltdown during boarding the plane and was eventually thrown off? What? I imagine I'm going to get raked over the coals for this one. So, my fiance, maybe not for much longer, and I were on our way back from a vacation recently. It was a great time and everything went off without an issue. That is, until we started boarding the plane. Now I know better. I only bring a small backpack with essentials in case I don't get my checked bags. I can survive out of this backpack and will always pass baggage check for size and weight. Done a lot of traveling, so why fight the system? My fiance didn't want to listen to my advice and chose to bring basically a regular full-size bag that barely fits the standards of carry-on. But generally speaking, the airline worker doesn't want to deal with the trouble and allows it through. But this time, the airline worker was not having it. It was a packed flight, we were boarding last in economy, and it was just a shit show. I got through just fine first with my little backpack, but I could hear the argument from the boarding tunnel thingy, and it was getting heated. I was about to go back and try to smooth it out, but my fiance rushed past and just boarded the plane. I assumed, not having heard it super clearly, that the attendant had given in and let her on. That was not the case. So we found our seats and settled in. I was pretty tired and I could tell she was upset, so I just kind of tucked into the window and put my head down and tried to take a nap. But soon after, the airline worker and a cop shows up, and they are not fucking around and want her off the plane. She tries to plead and cry, etc., but they are not having it. And maybe in a moment of panic or just plain self-preservation, the cop asks if we're together, and I blurt out no. Shaking my head empathetically, I got killer daggers from her as she shot up and grabbed her bag and followed the cop out. She was also swearing and screaming the whole way out. Oh my god. Now, obviously, this is well after the events I'm posting this, but when she did eventually get home, she caught next flight out with the bag checked, lol. I was there to pick her up. She obviously thought I was the asshole, and to be honest, almost everyone I think thinks I'm an asshole except my boss and coworkers, who, for context, were very much relying on me to be back on time, which I gave my word I would, for a really important project that was time sensitive. They were all very happy I didn't get thrown off too. Holy shit, dude. I think, like, oh, dude. I mean, the fiance definitely caused the scene. I think, like, just saying no, that you're not together, even if she is causing a scene, is kind of like, it's kind of fucked a little bit. I don't know. I feel like it's kind of fucked up. I don't know. You just kind of abandoned your fiance, right? Like, just abandoned the fiance. But I know she was causing a scene. You had something time critical at work. You had to be back. I mean, there's no way that this... They had to have broken up, right? He should have never said no. Yeah, I mean, the whole no thing kind of is like, eh. Yeah, I think they're both fucked. I think they're both fucked. I think they're both the assholes. But also, like, bro, why are you causing a scene like that? Like, screaming and crying and cursing. Bro, that's kind of embarrassing. You know what I mean? I mean, like, causing a scene like that is not Is that the first time that she's done that? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I have no clue. Not the asshole. Get out while you can. This is how she'll be forever. She'll never learn from this experience. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say he's not the asshole, but I do agree with everything else. I was ready to take you over the coals, but now I'm thinking not the asshole. This isn't like your fiance had an anxiety attack over fear of flying. It sounded to me like a full-on grown woman temper tantrum. Yep. Sounds about right. But hey, everyone's saying not the asshole. I don't know. I feel weird. I feel weird that he said no. You know what I mean? It's like, kind of just ditched your fiance right away. I mean, they probably end up breaking up after that, but like, damn, that's kind of fucked.